Dear students and friends, now you are welcome in this lecture. Today we will learn on the topic of water management in the organic farm. After going through module, we will understand first is types and methods of the irrigation, second is importance of the irrigation to the soil, and third is water management in different crops. Sustainable water management is a fundamental part of organic production. This ranges from the use of agronomic practices such as crop rotation, the use of the green manure, catch and cover crops, shown to reduce the nutrients leaching and runoff to the water bodies. There are many kinds of irrigation methods in use on the farm, including organic farms. Drip system deliver water to the roots of the crops via low pressure pumps at ground level or below the soil surface. Surface methods use gravity to move the water across the land downhill without a pump. Now, it is the first is types and methods of irrigation. In types of methods of the irrigation, there are so many types of the methods for the irrigation. There are the types of irrigation practices for improving the crop yield. These types of irrigation systems are practiced based on the different types of soil, on their climates, crop and resources. The main types of irrigation followed by the farmer include number 1, surface irrigation. In the surface irrigation or in this system, no irrigation pump is involved. Here, water is distributed across the land and gravity. Now, second is localized irrigation. In this system, water is applied to such the plant through a network of the pipes under the low pressure. And third C is the very latest irrigation system is sprinkler irrigation system. In this system, water is distributed from a central location by overhead high pressure. Sprinklers are from sprinkler from the moving platform. Now, fourth is the very latest irrigation system which are generally given to the different types of fruit plants by drip system, that is called also drip irrigation system or trickle system. In this type, drop of the water are delivered near the roots of the plants. This types of irrigation is rarely used as it requires the more maintenance, and last is the central pivot irrigation system. In this system, the water is distributed by a sprinkler system moving in a circular pattern. Now, next is sub-irrigation system. In this system, water is distributed through a system of pumping stations, gates, ditches and canals by raising the water table. Now, next is manual irrigation system, that is the very old system. This is a labor intensive and time consuming system of irrigation. Here are the water is distributed through watering can by manual labor. This is the very cumbersome methods. So, that time it is not used in the farmer's field or organic farm also. There are so many methods of the irrigation. Irrigation can be carried out by the two different methods. First is traditional methods, second is modern method. In case of the traditional methods of the irrigation, in this method, irrigation is done by manually. Here a farmer pulls out the water from wells and canals by himself or using the kettles and carries to the farming fields. Some examples of the traditional systems are pulley systems, lever system, chain pump, etc. Among these, the pump system is the most common and used widely in the villages. Now, second is the modern method of the irrigation. These types of methods are generally used by the farmers in this time. The modern methods contains the disadvantage of the traditional methods and thus help in the proper ways of the water uses. The modern methods involve the two types of systems which are generally used by the farmers. First is sprinkler system and second is the drip system or trickle system. In case of the sprinkler systems, a sprinkler system as its name suggests the sprinkles water over the crop and help in the even distribution of the water. This method is much advisable in the area facing the water scarcity. Here a pump is connected to the pipe which generate the pressure and water is sprinkled through the nozzles of the pipe. There are the figures already shown to here for you as examples to you. Now second is the drip system. It is the very important system, save the water. In drip system, water supply is done drop by drop exactly at near the roots or around the roots using a hose or pipe. This method can be also be used in regions where water availability is the very less. Drip system deliver the water to the roots of the crop via low pressure pump at ground level or below the soil surface. Importance of irrigation water in the soil. It means that what is the importance of the water or irrigation of the in a proper way to the various crop is differ to the crop to crop. So, the main sources for the irrigation water are groundwater from wells, surface water, drainage ponds, rain and municipal water. Drilled wells are a clean source of the water for many greenhouse operations. However, the water yield from the drilled well is usually limited. The importance of the irrigation can be explained in the following points, in which the first is insufficient and uncertain rainfall adversely affect agriculture. Droughts and famines are the cause due to the low productivity. Irrigation helps to increase the productivity even in the low rainfall. Third importance is the productivity on the irrigated land is higher as compared to the unirrigated land. Fourth importance is multiple cropping is not possible in India because the rainy season is specific in the most of the regions or most in the our area. However, the climate supports cultivation throughout the year. Irrigation facilities make it possible to grow more than one crop in most of the area of our country. Fifth importance is irrigation has helped to bring the most the fallow land under the cultivation. Now next is irrigation has stabilized the output and yield levels. Again next is irrigation increase the availability of the water supply, which in turn increase the income of the farmers. Irrigation should have also be optimum because even over irrigation can spoil the crop or damage the crop or causes the low yield production. Excess water leads to the waterlogging, poor germination, increase the salt concentration and uprooting because the roots cannot withstand the standing water. Thus, the proper method is to be used for the best cultivation. Now, standard for the irrigation water. It means we will discuss what types of water or what types of quality are required to the various crops. So, friends, irrigation water may be unsatisfactory for the organic farming if it contains chemicals or metals that are first toxic to the plants or for the person using the plants or their produce as a food. Second, react in the soil to produce the unsatisfactory moisture characteristics of the soil. And third is to facilitate the development of the bacteria which may harm plants or their produce are harmful to the human beings or animals. In an organic farm, appropriate steps should be taken to avoid such contamination. Scheduling of the irrigation. Scheduling of the irrigation is the very important factors to organic farms. The main importance of the irrigation scheduling is that it enables the irrigator to apply the exact amount of the water to achieve the goal. In the practice, the farmer decided the appropriate time of the irrigation based on the plant appearance, stage of the crop, maturity of the crop, development, soil characteristics, soil moisture content and climatic factors. The period between the two irrigation is determined by the water holding capacity of the land or soils, the depth of the rooting of the crop and its quality of the irrigation water. Preparation of the land for irrigation. Land preparation is an important aspect of the cultivation. For proper irrigation, we need well-leveled field. The land preparation for the irrigation should be done by the removal of the bushes, roots of the trees and leveling the land. The land should be provided with the proper slope in the direction of falling gradient. For it, the land may be divided into the small plots depending on the methods of the irrigation to be practiced. Supply and drainage water courses should be the kept for ensuring the proper flow. Common methods of the irrigation in India. In India, the irrigated area consists of about more than 40% at present of the net sown area of the crop. In general, the goal of the irrigation is to supply the entry field homogeneously with the water, so that each plant has the amount of the water it needs, neither too much nor too little. There are so many types of system of the irrigation. Surface irrigation. In this method, water flows and is spread over the surface of the land. Varied quantities of the water are allowed on the fields at different times. Hence, flow of the water under the surface irrigation comes under the unsteady flow. As a result, it is very difficult to understand the hydraulics of the surface irrigation. However, suitable and efficient surface irrigation methods can be adopted after taking into the consideration various factors, which are involved in the hydraulics of the surface irrigation. This fulfill the following requirements. These are: it helps in the storing the required amount of the water in the root zone depth. Now, second, it is the minimize the wastage of the irrigation water from the fields in the form of the runoff water. Now, third is it reduces the soil erosion to minimum. Now, fourth is it helps applying the uniform application of the water to the fields. Fifth is amount of the manual labor required is the minimum. Now, next importance is it is the best suited to the size of the field and the same time it uses minimum land for making the ditches, furrows, strips, etc. Next importance of this method is it does not prevent the usage of the machinery for the land preparation, cultivation, harvesting, etc. Surface irrigation technique is the broadly classified into the following categories. Now, first is basin irrigation methods. In case of the basin irrigation, common practices of the surface irrigation, this method is employed for the watering orchard. It is useful especially in the regions with layout of the small fields. After the basin irrigation system, second is furrow irrigation system. In this system, irrigation techniques, trenches or furrows are dug between the crop rows in the field. Farmers flow water down the furrows and it seems vertically and horizontally to the refill the soil reservoir. Furrow irrigation is the suitable for row crops, trees crops, and because water does not directly contact to the plants. So, it is very useful to the various crops. Crops that would be the damaged by the direct inundation by the water such as tomatoes, vegetables, potatoes and beans. It is one of the oldest system of the irrigation. Now, third is flooding system. In case of this flooding system of the irrigation, is used from the ancient time. Flooding method consists in the applying the water by flooding the land or rather smooth and flat topography. In current irrigation practices, several flooding methods have been developed. In the free flooding method, water is applied to the land from the field ditches without any check or guidance to the flow. The land is divided into the plots or beds or carriage of the suitable size depend on the porosity of the soil. Water is spread over the fields from the water course. Now, next is border method of the flooding system. In this method, the land will be divided into the strips as a 3 to 6 meter wide and their length is a 30 to 100 meters may be long. The strips are separated by the low borders. Water is turned into each strip through a head gate along one of the narrow sides and flows downhill the length of the strips. Preparation of the land for the border strip irrigation is more expensive than for the ordinary flooding methods or bed methods, but this may be offset by a decrease in water waste because of the improved control as compared to the flooding or previous method. Now, next method is the check flooding method. It is accomplished by the turning water into relatively level plots or checks surrounded by the levees. Check flooding is useful in very permeable soils where the excessive percolation might occur near a supply ditch. It is also advantage in the heavy soils where the irrigation would be inadequate in the time of required for the flow to the crops in the field. And last method is the zigzag method, in which method the zigzag flooding of the water takes a circulation or route before the reaching the dead and each plot. The whole area is divided into the number of the squares or rectangular plots. Each plot is then subdivided with the help of the lowbands or levees. This method is suitable for the leveled plots. Water management in the crops. There are the two types crop I will taken as a wheat and second is the maize for your examples. So, in case of the wheat, how to water is managed? Water requirement of the various crop varies from the crop to the crop and depend on their nature, duration of the crop, sowing season of the crop, soil conditions and maturity period, etc. For examples, we are understood through wheat crop in Rabi season and maize as a Kharif crop here. For examples are as in wheat crops, an adequate soil moisture is required for the normal development of the wheat crop at all the stage of the growth. In case of dwarf high yielding varieties like that the GW322 or other varieties, a pre-sowing irrigation should be given. At the crown root initiation stage after 20 to 25 days after sowing, the first irrigation to the standing crop should be given to ensure the good tilting. It is the very necessary the first irrigation in case of the wheat. Normal heads, sound root system and ultimately sufficient grain yield. The second irrigation given in the wheat crop should be given tillering stage. It comes within 40 to 45 days after sowing. Irrigation is given at late jointing stage within the 70 to 75 days after sowing. Irrigation at the flowering stage within 90 to 95 days as importance to ensure the more grain numbers and better the grain size as well as yield. At doveting stage or milking stage within the 110 to 115 days after sowing, another irrigation is required. Of course, The number of irrigation required depend on their soil types, rainfall and amount of water applied as per irrigation. If only one irrigation is possible, it should be given at the crown root initiation stage is to be must. After comes that 20 to 25 days after sowing in case of the wheat. If you have two irrigations are available, the first irrigation should be given at crown root initiation stage and second at flowering or dovetting stage of the wheat crop. If you have three irrigation are possible, first irrigation should be given at a crown root initiation stage and second at the time of the jointing stage and third is given to the crop at the time of the dovetting or milking stage. How to water management in maize crop? Maize crops are generally taken in the Kharif season as well as in the summer season also. So, maize is a very sensitive to the excess water as well as the moisture stress. So, water should not be allowed to stand in the maize field at any stage of the growth. Maize can tolerate to the heavy rains provided excess water is drained away. A good crop requires about 460 to 600 millimeter of the water during their life cycle. That comes under the 100 to 120 days also. So, at the tasseling stage to silking stage, tasseling to silking stage in the maize crop, water or requirement is critical. Tasseling stage is the take place when the plant reaches the full height and begin to send its pollen. At this time or at this point, the tassel of the plants are completely visible. Tassels emerge fully about the 2 to 3 days prior to the silking stage. So, now we will discuss water harvesting is the very importance for the irrigation or on the organic farm as well as the any farm. So, in the rainy season, water harvesting is the very useful factor to check the water in your field, which are used to the off season of the rains. Watering harvesting means capturing the rainwater where it falls and capture the runoff from catchment and streams, etc. Generally, water harvesting is direct rainwater collection. This collected water could be stored for later use and recharged into the groundwater again. The importance of the rainwater harvesting lies in the fact that it can be stored for the future also used. Just as it can be used directly, so also the stored water can be utilized to revitalize the ground level water and improve its quality. This also helps to the raise levels of the groundwater also, which then can be easily accessible. Rainwater harvesting has agricultural use. It can be used for watering gardens in our homes and crop plants in agricultural fields. Rainwater harvesting can be used to divert heavy rainfall from reaching agricultural land, thereby protecting the crop plants from the getting damaged. Friends, we are mainly here learn in this lecture about the various types and methods of the irrigation, like that the surface irrigation, subsurface irrigation system, modern system, that is the drip irrigation system and sprinkler system, basin system, check basin method, border methods, flooding methods, zigzag methods, as well as its importance and of these their merits and demerits are also here. So, importance of irrigation to the soil, standard and quality of the irrigation water, preparation of the land for irrigation, etc. In other side, we have also learned about the water management in the different agricultural crops, like in the agronomical crops or vegetables or wheat or maize crops as so on. So, thanks and thank you.